lives in a pineapple under the sea. Hey, how's it going, everybody? How's it going, ladies and gentlemen? Me, Mudahar, and today we're going to start this video off with a question, all right? Now, how many, what's a liberal arts degree good for, audience? All right? Dun, 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 dun. Oh, if your answer was student debt, you're absolutely right. Now, if your answer was becoming an influencer, ho-ho, I would like to say you're on the cutting edge of intelligence right there. God bless. Now, if I struck a nerve with anything I said, good. All right, let's get into the world of influencers. Now, if you don't know what an influencer is, it's a funny way of saying people who don't actually fucking matter, thinking that they matter. Now, there's an article we can look into called What the Hell is a Micro-Influencer? Now, if you want to know what a micro-influencer, we have to start small, okay? An influencer is somebody that has a social media following, right? Where people, generally go behind what they say. People on the internet, right? Like YouTubers, streamers. Influencers are just like completely narcissistic individuals that think they actually matter to the world and they're providing some sort of semblance to it. When you look at a micro or nano influencer, this is like the participation trophy of social media, where if you have like 2 followers, one of them being you and your mom, congratulations, I guess you're a nano influencer. Good job. Now, I'm not here to crap on like view counts or anything like that, but in these types of situations related to these individuals, it's time to roast them sufficiently. There's been a huge spike in influencer marketing over the last few years. Let's look at it. They define it as people with a decent following. 3,000 followers on Instagram, Facebook, or Twitter, and usually revolve around a particular passion or niche. So if you got somebody that's into like makeup and they have like 10,000, like 1,000 followers or something, and they're getting like 3 likes on a post, congratulations. They're pretty much a fucking celebrity at that point in today's society. And this has become a new job. This has become sort of like a new occupation. Aside from being like a crack fiend, you can also become an influencer, except I have more respect for crack fiends. Let me just be honest with you. The reason I'm making this video is you see a lot of young, impressionable children who are like, I want to be an influencer. I want to be like my favorite vloggers. I was watching this TikTok dancer. I just want to be like her one day. These people are being like goated into joining this industry where effectively all influencers do is just participate in influencer marketing. It's also interesting when you look at influencers, again, people that call themselves influencers, unironically by the way, won't stop partying, but few are revealing whether they spread pandemics. It's crazy to see people who are influencers influencing people into doing stupid fucking things like party during a pandemic. Wow, I had 200 people at my house during a pandemic. Oh, the next day, the next week. Whoa, people at my party are getting sick. Wow, almost seems like I made a stupid judgment call. And these are the people that are influencing the generation of tomorrow? God damn, I fear the fucking world, let me tell you. I like this one by Elijah Daniel, who's like, warning, a lot of influencers have been confirmed to me testing positive for COVID after the influencer parties, like a lot. And they aren't saying anything and aren't warning people that they come in contact with. Why? Because their impressionable fan bases would immediately drop dislike bombs on their video. I'm surprised they're not even clickbaiting it. You look at the actual industry going forward, and what's interesting is like some of the mansions. Like this one is the Hype House, for instance, and a lot of these people are like my age, some of them older, some of them are actually under 18. I think what scares the shit out of me is looking at this photo, because you see a lot of young people, and what the fuck are they doing? They're on their goddamn cell phones, taking social media posts, posting selfies, all that nonsense. We've hit a world where these people are using social media like a coke fiend uses a line of coke, all right? It literally is there for them to pump up their dopamine receptors. I mean, I think it's a scientific fact at this point that people who like literally get off to likes on Twitter, Instagram, or whatever social media of their choice have the same pleasure that somebody who does coke feels, all right? Like it just rides like that for them. And it's crazy to see it, right? Like you see a lot of these people who fall into the pit and their entire life is almost based around it. How much social media interaction am I getting? Sometimes they look at, I'm down 20% likes this month, and then they fall into this pit of nonsense depression, and then they get really excited when they get like 50% higher average likes the next month. Like it's wild. I almost feel bad if you fall into this pit, right? I feel bad if you fall into this occupation, but I can't feel totally horrible for all of you, because it's the bed you made and it's the bed you choose to lay in. I think the most important part about this is how these people make fools of themselves and how much it affects the rest of us. It goes all the way back to the Logan Paul Forrest video. It goes all the way around it. These people stepped into the online presence. And time again, I think what a lot of them have realized is some of them have a personality. And they last, for sure. Like, don't get me wrong. I like Logan Paul now. I think he's an okay guy. I can't say the same for his brother and the other ilk that follows, because these are the individuals that you never hear of until they make a mistake. mistake. I mean, we just talked about Jake Paul being part of a pandemic party that potentially has caused an outbreak. I mean, it's not the fact that this man's like personality pretty much brims and draws people in. It's just stupidity. And that's what brings out a lot of these influencers and keeps their relevancy in check. Most influencers have a relevancy time of like 5 months. After that, you don't remember them. You don't care about them. And that's really what it is. And these people end up doing stupid shit just to maintain themselves on the internet. And not just that. The lack of respect these people have for their fan bases just throws me away. I mean, don't get me wrong. Their fan bases can't be much more older than embryos, okay? Some of them haven't entered the world. And that's part of the reason why after the 5-month cycle, they end up losing their relevancy because these embryos end up coming into the world and they're like, shit, there's much better content and much better people. We might as well flock there. The problem with all of this is the lack of respect. Again, you know, social media is an important thing. For people who are on content creators or people who are on the platform, they look at like 1,000 likes, 1,000 followers, 2,000, 10,000, 20,000. These are big milestones for a lot of us. But when you look at like a lot of these influencers who pretty much make their way over here just by buying a lot of followers anyways, because let's be fucking real here. When you look at the engagement these people get versus the amount of subs they get, it's very easy to correlate that a lot of them definitely have some botted amount. And for them, it's not even about cultivating a fan base. It's not even about them creating a relationship with the viewer, right? Which is something that almost like 100% of successful like social media people on the internet, people who create content, have. 100% of the people that are successful on YouTube, Twitch, Instagram, wherever, have a good connection and relationship with their fan base, right? When I made that Reddit video yesterday, that video for me was important because it allowed me to connect with the fan base that makes memes about me in the first place. I never see that with these influencer types out there. I never see them connecting with their fan base, even in the tiniest of ways. For them, it's always about making the next big sponsored post. It's always about hitting some ungodly high metric. And when they're not doing it, they're just doing some outright foolish thing for them to hit it. These are people that think that they're celebrities and that they matter, when in reality they don't fucking matter. They don't have the ability to carry themselves through a fucking job in McDonald's. It's how fucking much they don't matter. They have no discernible skill. They have nothing to provide except looking like total jesters on the internet. If anything, no one follows influencers out of genuine passion. They follow influencers because you guys are the fucking dunce caps of the world walking around. No one finds you funny. No one finds you engaging. No one actually thinks that you are potentially good people because how you conduct yourself on the internet and even in a personal level. I think throughout like the years, all I've ever seen is negativity that comes out from the influencer world. There's never like positivity that really gets engaged. All these guys do is, again, act like they're fucking Kardashians, act like they're big time celebrities, end up doing really dumb shit, and then people call them out for it, and then that's really what it is. I mean, half the times I'm seeing these people run fake fucking beefs with one another, and it's just day after day after day after day. I look at the audience there too. I mean, do me a favor. Go to any influencer you can find. Look in their comment section. If you can't figure out the average fucking age, let me give you a spoiler, it's dead to 1, all right? Then you're not on an influencer's page, all right? Let me just tell you. It's a wild world. But that being said, though, ladies and gentlemen, I think what really strikes me odd about this is, like, I've seen so many of, like, my younger, like, nephews and nieces and, like, you know, the children in my life that are involved, right, through family, that look up to these people and want to become like them. And I literally have to tell them, do you want to become like a fucking walking condom failure, right? I mean, I don't outright say that, but, like, it's pretty much what I'm saying. And they have to really think about it, right? They want to become like these wannabe Kardashians of the internet. You know, these people that project an incredibly fake life in front of you. Because let's be real, none of the shit that these influencers popping off to you are real. Every time you see them whipping a Lamborghini out in front of you, 90% of the time that shit's rented. Every time they're getting a fucking mansion, 90% of the time they live in a commune with 20 other people providing the rent every month to each other. It's literally a lie that gets fed to these fucking impressionable children, and they end up wanting to follow the footsteps. These are not footsteps you should follow. Do not let yourself be influenced by a fucking influencer. Ladies and gentlemen, if you like what you saw, please like, comment, and subscribe. Dislike it if you dislike it. This is me, Mutahar, and I am